Welcome to our Board of Commissioners meeting for Tuesday, October 14th, 2025. All commissioners are present. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, first item up is for comments for items not on this agenda. All right, hearing none, and we'll move on to the approval of the agenda.
Also move.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, passed unanimously. Approval of minutes.
I move.
October 7th.
I move approval.
Okay,
Second that.
it's been moved and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Aye, passed unanimously. The Wall That Heals recap. Gentlemen, please join us.
Morning, Commissioners and staff. John McCardle, co-chair of the Wall That Heals from beautiful downtown Independence, Oregon. I wanted to take a few minutes to kind of put a wrap on the Wall That Heals. And as my mom always said, the job isn't done until the thank yous are completed. And so I want you to know, Billy is not able to be with us today. He's traveling. And so you get the two of us. A couple of years ago, Billy came up and started talking to me about the opportunity to host the Wall That Heals, and he told me about what it was, what it could do, what it could do for veterans, what it could do for families, what it could do for education in the community. And in talking about it, we thought that it was worthwhile doing, and so we put a group of people together, and we got everybody on board to apply to host the wall. We got the governor, we got our U.S. senators, we got our congressional folks, we got you folks, we had the cities, we had SEDCOR, businesses, chambers, we had everybody and their cousin on board. We were lucky enough to be selected as one of 30 cities in America. There were 140 that applied. There were 30 cities that were selected to be able to host the wall this year. And we're really excited about that. Once we had the award, we wanted to really thank you for your early support in the hosting fee that gave us a wonderful jump start. Thank you. That was a wonderful statement of support and encouragement that really helped move things promptly forward. We had an organizing committee of some 25 people that met first monthly, then every couple of weeks, and finally at the end with on weekly meetings. We had great support, and I want to call out Brent and other county folks that really helped us along the way with insight, suggestions, accessing chairs and benches and trucks and things like that. And I really want to publicly thank him and other staff that helped make this happen. And so thank you very much for doing that. As the wall came here working with the Vietnam Veterans Memorial Fund, it was a wonderful experience. And let me tell you, when the wall arrived in Salem, it was met and an escort from the state fairgrounds of 200 motorcyclists and 15 cars, led by the Salem Police Department, motorcycle crew, and then all the other law enforcement organizations throughout the region were helpful. And they went through downtown Salem to Dallas, to Monmouth, Independence, and down to the Independence Sports Park. Once it got there, it had to be set up. It's 375 feet long, as you all saw. And Commissioner Mordhorst, I really want to thank you for your helping connect us up with the Les Schwab folks. 39 Les Schwab managers from throughout the region attended. And I will tell you, the Vietnam Veterans Memorial Fund staff have never seen a harder, faster working crew They even beat the miners in Pennsylvania in setting up the wall. It was an all-time record. They did a great job. They and in the setup and then in the takedown later on, a Western Oregon University baseball team, basketball team, and some of their veterans groups were helpful in taking down that wall. Once the wall was up, we had more than 200 volunteers that helped host. They did everything from getting people around on golf carts to helping people find names, information, helping people some of them were older, and helping move folks around, doing everything that needed to be done to make that happen. And I got to tell you, having more than 200 volunteers, that's a big deal. And that there were some wonderful ceremonies. Their opening ceremony, the one that especially touched me was our Agent Orange ceremony that happened in the evening where they turned the wall orange. It was recognition that the impacts of people's service in Vietnam didn't just end with their service, that many of them had afflictions that resulted. It was a very touching evening. Patty and I stood next to Beth Ritchie because, as you know, Tom was afflicted because of Agent Orange. That gave him Parkinson's that shortened his lifespan. There were, I can tell you, very many personal stories that people shared. It was very impactful for veterans, for families. And I got to tell you, during the time that the wall was up, we had school groups, we had tour groups, we had people come from all over the state that did that. We had flyover, we had honor guard, we had bagpipers, we had taps every evening. It was a wonderful thing. By the time we were over, the Vietnam Veterans Memorial Fund sent us an email that said our operation was second to none. And they've been doing this for decades in the United States. We had hoped, they had suggested that we would get 6,000 to 7,000 people in attendance. They counted more than 8,600 people attended. And I just want you to just know that you folks played a very important part. And I really want to thank all of you for both your public support as commissioners, your personal support, both interpersonally, your participation in coming. It made a difference. A lot of people got a lot of education. We can tell lots and lots of healing stories that people really did feel healed and heard. It was in many ways a welcome, a recognition that they didn't have when they came home more than 50 years ago. With that, Brent, did you have anything to add? And then I have something at the end, please.
Just a couple of kind of dotting the I's. Appreciate the thanks, John, for my department, but I also wanted to specifically talk about Sheriff Garton and his organization, and he was allowing his deputies to be part of the escort and blocking traffic and some of those kind of thankless things that people didn't know, getting people safely off 22 onto 223 and all those kinds of things. And I want to also specifically thank Tina Anderson and all of her crew at the fair. There are some things we arranged with her ahead of time, and then there were some last minute phone calls where I needed something in 1 minute and she came through for us. So wanted to thank that crew. It was really nice to have all of the equipment and stuff that we borrowed from the fair. Also, I've been part of a lot of big events, and almost all of them are organized by staff, people who get paid to do this. And being a part of the committee that John mentioned, over 25 people, there was only a couple of people there that were paid staff for an organization. People like myself and people like the City of Independence. And even John is 100% a volunteer doing this job. It was so cool to see not only Vietnam era veterans and their families, but just citizens come together and organized what turned out to be the best wall that heals from the organization side that the entity ever saw. And they've been to hundreds and hundreds of cities. So it was pretty cool to see that happen right here in Independence. The last thing I wanted to say is I too want to thank leadership here at the board, not only for just putting that fee down. That fee led us to have the leverage to apply for several other grants, and we raised all of the money that we needed to support the rest of the operations. I don't have the exact count, but I know it's more than $15,000. And in every grant and everything we wrote, we were able to say Polk County contributed the initial $12,000, which was leverage, and it made other entities give their $3,000 or $4,000 pretty easily. I also just want to be on the record and say that since I've been a part of the Veteran Service Program for about 8 years now, this board has been instrumental in supporting veterans in Polk County. Number one, creating a Veteran Service Office and supporting it. Number two, creating the Purple Heart counties that Polk County became one of the only ones in Oregon. Opening up Gales Lodge, which is transitional housing for veterans, and then supporting the Wall That Heals like you guys did. It just really shows how much our county commissioners and leadership support our 6,200 or so veterans in Polk County.
We have a special commemorative item for each of you. This is a challenge coin that it's frequently used with military groups. I want each of you to have one. Yeah, you're welcome. And
Yeah, thanks so much.
you're welcome. Good job. Thank you. And since Greg isn't here, he was the guy who signed the check. Thank you. Is there any questions? If not, thank you for the opportunity.
Yeah, well, no questions, but I have comments. And again, so ditto back to you. Thank you. And to all of the committee members who work so hard. And I'll clearly go to all the volunteers. And I mean, Lyle continues to come through, you know, pulling his Les Schwab troops together as he does so many times for such great causes. And I feel the same way about all of the different groups that have come together to make this happen. And Independence and Polk County in general should be very proud. You know, the day I was there, I got to meet Wes Wesley, right? Is that his name? Colonel Wes Wesley? And so he's a tribal member, and you may remember seeing him or talking to him. What a fascinating individual. I sat with him for quite a while, and, you know, he loves to tell stories. And so his Vietnam era and his Korean War era, and still doing some, you know, active things. So that was one of the things. And then, you know, just understanding how many youth were there. I did ask a few young people, you know, what they knew about this, and, you know, if they had ever gained any real history lessons about Vietnam. And it was very small. The responses were, you know, it was a one-page history book kind of day. And that's it. And so I was able to reflect for myself, but also for some youth, you know, what my experience was like, just missing it, just missing the draft. You know, I was very grateful to see us lifting off out of Hanoi and getting out of there. And, but, you know, I was of an age where the draft numbers were still real and it was still ongoing, but fortunately it ended just before I graduated from high school. So I have, you know, that's as close as war has gotten to me personally. So that wall means a lot to me. And I've been to DC a number of times, and I've been to the wall in DC. And it is remarkable to see the likeness of this traveling wall and what it represents for the country. So again, thank you guys. I appreciate the recognition. I can't imagine how we could have said no.
Okay. Thank you both so much, John. Thank you for your leadership. I know Billy's not here with us today, but I want to thank him. I'd like for us to consider, words can't express the gratitude really, but some sort of note of appreciation to all 25 committee members who put in their time, their energy. I know these things don't come together overnight. They don't come together easily. And the impact of this visit of the wall is momentous and can't be quantified. So I'd love to perhaps get their information and send a letter of gratitude from the Board of Commissioners to each and every one of them if we can. Thank you. I was able to attend the opening ceremony and the speeches were beautiful, but what was most impactful was watching the families in the audience break down, experience the emotions that perhaps they haven't been able to feel for years and just come together as a community. This is just an incredible event. Thank you.
I just like, thank you all for your efforts. I mean, 25 people, that's monumentous when you start all the small details to make it work, from traffic, access, putting the teams together, the volunteers and coordination. It's a huge task. So thank you all for a job well done. And Les Schwab and literally, from doing the 9/11 fields in Salem, a lot of people felt they left out because only the Willamette Valley managers got to be a part of that. This time they sent us statewide. 10 managers from Pendleton, Bend, Burns, Medford, all over the state came, and it was fun going down there. After a meeting, I ran down and helped them assemble the end of the wall. I got in there about the last hour and a half. It was amazing how coordinated that was. Every slot in that truck was in order, and they would tell you exactly where to go. But it was fun seeing the Les Schwab teamwork and all the smiles. At the same time, a veteran would come up and they'd be looking, and we just stopped to thank them. It's just to give the recognition and reward to those veterans makes it all worthwhile. And that's where the purpose is. Those guys didn't make it home. We owe them a lot for what we enjoyed today.
Thank you.
Great job.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Right, do we have any non-listed items?
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay. Guess we're adjourned.